Good morning to everybody. How you doing? Hope all's well. Keep up the beautiful work. Today is Wednesday. Parashat Shofetim. Everyone's getting last licks with the weddings. Baruch Hashem. If you see the men walking around like zombies, it's because Baruch Hashem they stayed by weddings late and they went to Silichot in the morning. And Baruch Hashem, they have to have energy to learn Torah and to pray Shaharit, because as we mentioned, you can't say Shaharit half sleeping if you are going to go to Silihot. Obviously, we have to do everything in moderation. We have to use common sense. Be'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach. So Hashem should answer our prayers. The Silihot should be answered and everything good. Be'ezrat Hashem. Besides saying Silihot, we know a few weeks ago on a Saturday night, we did Hatarat Nidarim. Well, guess what? Do you know that, by the way, I do have FOMO with certain things. I'm not going to lie. At Chata'ai Ani Maskir Hayom. When I see my boys go to Israel, Baruch Hashem, yesterday they FaceTimed me from the Kotel. I did have FOMO. I don't have FOMO for parties, for Batik, for Ibiza, for St. Bart's, for south of France, but I do have FOMO for Eretz Israel, our kotel, my kotel. Everybody who goes to the kotel, and inshallah, Hashem will bring the Mashiach, and it won't only be a kotel, it will be a Bet HaMikdash. And that kotel will still be there. The Hashem made us swear that he's never going to remove his holiness from the kotel. History proves it. For over 2,000 years, they're trying to destroy the kotel, and nothing ever worked because of Hashem's promise. Hashem is the only one who could guarantee. Sometimes you have maybe somebody selling the tashvit of the RB of the fisheye lens with a guarantee, and the guarantee number says for your money back, call 1-800 onte okay, and right. But when we have a guarantee from Hashem, we know it's forever. And Be'ezrat Hashem will all be in Yerushalayim Habnuya. Be'ezrat Hashem, the soldiers will come home, the hostages will come home, and we will all be in our home together. Be'ezrat Hashem, with peace and tranquility and health and everything good. Be'ezrat Hashem. Short story long. Hatarat Nidarim by the Kotel, they do it every Friday morning, believe it or not. And the Netz Minyan, not only that, but a few minyanim in our community also started that beautiful custom. They have a few netz minyanim, God bless, that they also do hatarat nedarim every single Friday morning. They don't do the whole long version, but they do a shorter version because the shorter version also counts for certain things. Now, in Israel, by the Kotel, they do something interesting. They don't have three people sitting down and then everyone says all the things that they did, and the three rabbis take it away. They don't do that. What do they do? Everyone's just standing and saying it to each other, because if you have three guys on this side and three guys on that side, and everyone's saying it back and forth, so it's like everybody are the dayanim, and everyone is making their hatara, and it also works. However, the minyanim in our community that do it on a Friday morning, some of them do sit down, three people, and they make the hatarat nidarim. Now, a couple of things come into mind. We have so many things to get ready for before Rosh Hashanah, before Kippur. Number one, as we know, if you noticed on the weekdays or even on a Sunday morning, if you went to Knis, you saw a pop-up tefillin shop. And they did it in Park, they did it in Lawrence, they do it all over. How come? Because they want to get people ready for Rosh Hashanah, for Elul, for Yom Kippur. There are some tzaddikim that check their tefillin every single Elul. Do we have to do that? Absolutely not. Some people don't like to check if they got a good pair and they are 100% sure that it's a good pair. And maybe even if they checked it once, they don't like to check all the time, because then you have to take a pair on loan, and people like to wear their own tefillin. As a matter of fact, some people buy a pair of tefillin tefillin for Brooklyn and a pair of tefillin for Deal. And when they're here, they go back and forth. This way, they'll never forget their tefillin because we feel connected to our tefillin. God bless the children when they have a bar mitzvah and they show me the koracha. I bless them and I say, as excited as you are now to wear your tefillin, you should be excited your whole life. So some people check their tefillin every single Elul, and halachically you don't have to. Mezuzah, you do have to every 3.5 years. But tefillin, if you got it from a Yidet Shamayim, which we all do, Baruch Hashem, then your tefillin are good. But the point is, we have to get ready and we have to prepare ourselves for the Yom Hadin. If a person shows that they're just going in heck as if it's just another run of the mill day, then obviously the whole point of Elul and Rosh Hashanah was wasted for that person. But Baruch Hashem, when you see people going to Selichot and when you see people going to more classes and learning more Torah, and the women saying more Tehillim and going to classes themselves, etc., that is the most magnificent thing. Now, regarding the tefillin, we know that Hashem on Rosh Hashanah, when we get judged, it's a serious day. There are 2 days of Rosh Hashanah, even in Eretz Israel. Usually in Eretz Israel, there's only 1 day holiday. In America, we have 2 days holiday, but in Israel, there's 2 days Rosh Hashanah. There's a Kabbalistic reason and halachic reason. The simple understanding is the reason why we keep 2 days is because we didn't know when Rosh Chodesh was, when the messengers went out. But in Israel, because that's where they were, Mechadesh Chodashim, they made the new month. So therefore, they all knew in Eretz Israel. So they keep 1 day because they know when the holiday is. However, Rosh Hashanah, the second it's Rosh Chodesh, it's already the holiday. It's a new moon, it's the holiday. And therefore, even in Israel, they keep 2 days Rosh Hashanah. But there's another reason, because Rosh Hashanah, the whole world gets judged. We get judged on the first day of Rosh Hashanah, and the rest of the world gets judged on the second day of Rosh Hashanah. So hence, we need 2 days of Rosh Hashanah. And we know how our rabbis explain that all our mitzvot, all our good deeds, and all, God forbid, things that somebody far away may have done not so good, they're on a scale, and Hashem weighs it on Rosh Hashanah. Now we know it doesn't go by number, it goes by enthusiasm. And if a person does a mitzvah with all their fervor, then it's possible that one mitzvah overpowers many, many averot. However, if there is someone, God forbid, in Never Neverland, that the sins are outweighing the mitzvot, guess what Hashem does? Hashem takes his finger, kaviyachol, and he presses the good scale down. Mater kelapeh chesed. Hashem takes the scale and he makes it go down with his finger. But our rabbis tell us that's only with someone who's diligent with tefillin. I met someone from Wisconsin, God bless him, a great, great guy. But unfortunately, it's possible that by mistake, he fell through the cracks, and we don't judge anyone. But Baruch Hashem, he's on the way back to the where a Baal Teshuvah stands. A great, great tzaddik can't stand. Imagine. מקום שבעלי תשובה עומדים, אין צדיקים גימורים יכולים לעמוד. A Baal Teshuvah is a massive, massive item, and he's coming back, but there's a reason why he came back. Long story short, he admitted, and admitting is half the battle, G.I. Joe style, knowing is half the battle, and he knew maybe that he wasn't so diligent with tefillin, and it happened to be, God should protect all of Am Yisrael and protect everyone, but a dog bit his hand. He ended up getting bitten by a dog, and he bit right in the place of where the tefillin go, where we make a shin and a dalit and a yud, and he took it as a sign that he has to put on tefillin, and he was so excited to tell me about his tefillin that he started wearing it. Tefillin is a huge thing, and when a person is diligent with tefillin, then even if it's possible that he has a couple of more sins on the sin scale, Hashem takes his finger and pushes down the mitzvot. So that we're getting and ready, and we're doing a lot of things. So we're working diligently on everything. But the question comes up: there are so many things to work on. Why are we working on Hatara Nidarim so many times? We're saying Hatara. We're going to say it Saturday night before Rosh Hashanah, Saturday night before Kippur. We're going to say it Be'ezrat Hashem in Kal Nidre. Kal Nidre is Nidarim. Kal Nidre. Why is it that the pinnacle, the holiest moment of Kippur, one of the holiest moments, we're making a Hatarat Nidarim with the Sefer Torah? Well, it teaches us a lot of lessons. Number one, look how serious the mouth is when a person says something. When a person says something, they have to keep their word. And if they don't, it's very bad, because the world was created with the word of Hashem. With 10 utterances, Hashem created the world. The world is made because of speech, and therefore we have to be very, very careful with our speech, and we have to keep our word. And because of that, we have to make extra cleaning on the Hatarat Nidarim side of our lives, which also teaches us as well how careful we have to be with our speech, with talking properly, with not saying bad words, and of course, keeping our mouths clean. Because if a person prays to Hashem, and God forbid he might have some nivul peh, as mentioned, he doesn't talk properly, then it's possible that the mouth is already tainted. And now when he prays, it taints his tefillah. Imagine. So we have to be careful with that as well. We have to be careful with beracha levatala. Saying a beracha in vain is a very, very serious thing. And that's why we're making Hatarat Nedarim so many times. If a wife cannot go to Knis, when I was a kid, the ladies took two things extremely serious. Every lady came to shul on Saturday night when it came to Hatara. There were more ladies in shul than there were men, and they would put on those silk kippas in the shul. The old ladies would put on the cake doilies, and they would sit there making Hatara. However, today the women are busy, they're taking care of the children, etc. But the husband is allowed to have his wife in mind with the Hatara. Now we know, even though the husband has the wife in mind, however, it's better if they can to try to go to at least one Hatarat Nidarim before they go to the holiday of Rosh Hashanah or Kippur, because like we said, it's a very serious thing. Sometimes people don't know what's going on in heaven. Somebody might have a dream where there was a message from heaven, etc. For some reason, something, whatever it might be, maybe ayin hara, God forbid, maybe somebody cursing, God forbid, etc. So we say Hatarat Nedarim. What the rabbis down here say, take away from, as mentioned in the past, take away from in heaven. The three rabbis down here could control the heavenly courts. So it's a very, very serious thing. Some people say Hatarat Kilalot. Some people say Hatarat Nidarim. Some people say two times Nidarim. Some custom have some have the custom to say Hatarat Kilalot. Whatever it is, try to be a part of it. When they do it, far away in Neverland, you have people that don't go to Knis on a Saturday night. For we don't judge, of course. They go to Minhag Gedolah, and it's possible that maybe they fell asleep at the moment of our beat, and then they won't be by Hatara, which is not a good thing. A father could also have in mind his little children in mind, but once they get older, they themselves should go as well. And a story that we mentioned a number of times, worthwhile of mentioning again. There were once a couple of girls that were a little older. They hit the age of 30, and they needed to find their bazras in our community. There are many girls, and Hashem should send them all their nasib ASAP, Be'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach. However, short story long, they go to Israel, and God bless Rabbi Pahasi, should live and be well. He has a bedin of, according to Chacham Obadiah Yosef, in his yeshiva every Monday. And he told the three girls that went to Israel to pray and get berachot, he says, come to my bedin on Monday. One of the girls even called me up. I'm not going to bedin. I'm scared. What do I need to go? I'm not even married yet. Right? I said, go. And the rabbi, they went to the bedin, and the three rabbis tell them, just like the bedin down here says that you should get married, so too the bedin in heaven say that you should get married. And all three girls got married within the year. That was the time that the rabbis gave. So the bedin is very powerful. Now there are sometimes people that might make a swear, or they said something and they can't keep it. Now even doing a custom three times or more is as if you said that you're neder. It's as if you made a neder, which means if you want to stop it, you're not allowed to stop it unless you make hatarat nedarim. Now, if you're just taking a pesek zman, you're just taking a little break, but you're planning to go back, then you don't need to make hatarat. But if you're annulling your good custom, and when you did it, you did not say beli neder, and you did it three times or more, believe it or not, you do have to make hatarat nedarim. When a person